I like it because, dude, they're mad conspiracy theory. The episode was all about symbolism, and we were talking about, you know, all the symbolism from all the Illuminati symbolism to the symbolism I was talking to them about was I was telling them about, look how America does, let's say Ice-T, right? Ice-T did Cop Killer, right? And at one point in life, Ice-T was scaring the shit out of white people. He was scaring the shit out of the government with the Cop Killer shit. So what does America do? Make him a cop for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, neutralize him, bro. Pay him. Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, right? Kill at will, burn. Hey, this is the one I said. You want to talk about symbolism? Burn Hollywood, burn, right? And what show does Ice Cube own now? Hollywood Squares. Burn Hollywood Squares. Burn Hollywood Squares. Burn Hollywood, right? So literally, Ice Cube. And what movies does Ice Cube make? Are we there yet? And all this little kid. No one's scared of Ice Cube. I don't give a fuck about Ice Cube. I'm not scared of Ice Cube. When I see Ice Cube at the concerts and he comes out looking like he's a G, he's not a G, bro. He that's an illusion, bro. But that's symbolism. Like, Hollywood does that. If they don't kill you, or ruin your reputation by calling you a pedophile or some kind of sex abuser, then they just pay you. Mike Tyson and Kanye, exactly, bro. Thank you. And you know what else? The other one too is I was telling them about. You ever heard of this poet named Mike Ladd? It was this old dope ass poet from New York, and he once said a long time ago. He said, "Snoop Doggy Dogg got a jobby job, and now he's Snoop Dippy Doo." And I always thought that shit was funny, right? And he said that shit way back, like when.
Isn't Snoop like a game show host now?
Yeah,
like on.
Yeah, well, Snoop
like
is
the Paramount Network or something.
I'm not mad at, and I, you know, like me.
He wears a suit and a bow tie.
I'm not mad at Uncle Snoop because he's always showing me love, bro. He put me in a song and everything. But what I'm saying is that's that concept though. America, like, that's what symbolism. So that's what we were talking about on the Sam Tripoli show. That's the shit. That shit's the real talk. You know what I mean? Like, when you become a threat to America, if they don't kill you or discredit you, then they kind of buy you out if you're ready to sell out, if you're ready to pick up that check, which all too many of us are, you know what I mean? That's what America does. You know, the Ice-T one is a great example. Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Trying to think of some other ones.
Only Chuck D has held out.
DMX held out too.
Yeah, and then he went crazy.
But see, that's the thing. Chuck D. But the thing is, people act like Chuck D's dead. Chuck D's still around. Like, people, you know, that's how they neutralize Chuck D, bro. They just ignore him.
Yeah, you didn't want to play the game.
No, but I'm just saying, like, Chuck D, like, they act like Chuck D is dead. Chuck D's around he got his own network and political shit. And
he's on daily too.
Yeah, but it's called Rap CNN, and nobody fucking acknowledges Chuck D for shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's the thing. If you say shit that is so powerful that even like, I'll give you an example, bro. Like, you know, talented brothers that are really revolutionary, like Immortal Technique, you know, there's whether you want to see it or not, there's agendas to neutralize him. Like, it's not that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that brother's hit his peak because he hasn't, but it's like, there's an agenda to neutralize anything that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? And, this shit is real, bro. Like that. So that's what we were talking about. The symbolism of shit. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is the real symbolism of what our revolutionaries, the way our revolutionaries get treated. Now, I mean, I'll give you an example, brother. Dr. Martin Luther King, right? In the last 2 or 3 years, now everybody, the only narrative I hear about Dr. King, instead of following the narrative of his beliefs and all the good work that he did, now everybody's like, yeah, you know, he had a mistress, right? Oh, you know, he had a mistress, right? It's in jokes now and everything. Oh, you know, he had a mistress, right? Oh, yeah. And it's just like, I'm like, okay, whether he did or not, why do we give a fuck about who we're fucking? I give a fuck about what, you know, the plight of the world is, you know? And it's like, who gives a fuck? Dude, my phone, right, on, when you watch Google on my phone and shit, it gives me updates all the time, you know, sports and, you know, whatever. Like, it has an algorithm that likes what I like. So if I like the Oakland Raiders, and it's always like Oakland Raider news, you know, if I like, you know, a band, it's this. If I obviously knows I like hip hop, it's always giving me dude, all it does is feed me weird ass relationship news. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a fuck that so-and-so is going out with so-and-so? I don't understand that. I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't titillate me to know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that is what, I'll give you an example. 60 Bro, is yesterday was the Met Gala. And people don't understand, like, everybody wants to go to this. It's a thing to go to and shit. It's a socialite thing in New York. And you see Cardi B dressed up like a satanic queen, and the look on her face, I don't give a fuck, no disrespect to Cardi B, but however intelligent she is as a woman, she has no knowledge of what the fuck she's wearing. She has no knowledge that some fucking weird gay fool dressed her up to be a little Illuminati sacrifice, but only in the sense of, like, wanting to show that all these people that we deem as important, to them, they're just their little toys.
Yeah, they're all playing the game.
Yeah, they're all playing. But like Cardi B, dude, Rhianna, as beautiful and talented as Rhianna is, bro, Rhianna looked like a satanic priest. Beyonce the same. The only one that clowned was that actor Chloë Sevigny. You know Chloë Sevigny? Did you see her outfit? She was dressed as burnt Joan of Arc. She was burnt Joan of Arc, and then she had a Walkman. She had a burnt Walkman around her neck, like the Smith song, "The Queen is Dead." You know, the Queen is Dead. Now I know how Joan of Arc felt as the flames rose through her Roman nose and her Walkman started to melt. This bitch had a burnt Walkman on, and she was burnt like a dead Joan of Arc. She's the only one clowning. Everybody else, dude. This actress, beautiful, or she's a singer, Ariana Grande. Dude, Ariana Grande looks so beautiful. Dude, I'm not a fan of her music, but she was so fucking beautiful. She's wearing this dress of like a Napoleonic painting. And the painting, if you look at the painting, the dress was amazing. If you look at the painting, it's all death, man. It's all despair. It's all daggers and babies and shit and all this shit. You know what I mean? It's all like religious persecution and death. And it's like, they don't understand what the fuck symbolism they're repping. You get me? They're just out there doing that shit,
I think it's crazy that a lot of people still think that this shit don't exist. Like, people, like, Apathy's a Freemason.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I was on the road with him and he started explaining a couple things to me. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, one of the venues we performed at in Buffalo was owned by another Mason, and like we walked in and it's all, all the devil skulls and Egyptian pharaohs and stuff like that. And we were all like tripping out. We're like, damn, this shit is crazy and it's real.
Yeah, well, I mean, Apathy is a Mason, bro, and he makes no bones about it. And it's like, to each his own. It's not like Apathy's directly connected to some evil in his life. If he does good in his life and he lives his life and he's good, then he's good. You know what I'm saying? But the deeper lineage that, with all due respect to Apathy, the deeper lineage that Apathy will never reach, like the level that Apathy will never reach, maybe he will, but the level that at the deepest forms, those levels are only reached through bloodline.
Yeah.
They're only reached through being in a certain bloodline. And
the top of the chain.
The top of everybody else, bro, is just an employee.
Pond.
I mean, it's just the scene. You ever seen the movie The Dark Knight? That amazing scene where the first scene with the Joker with Heath Ledger. You know that amazing scene where they rob the bank, right? And you know how if you watch that scene, as the scene unfolds, every single person gets killed. That's doing the job, right? So there's like 20 dudes like stealing all the money from the bank, and the homie that opens the safe, someone's there to kill him. The fool that takes out the money, once they put it in a bag, somebody's there to kill him. Once they put the money on the bus, somebody's there to kill him. And pretty much only the Joker and the dude driving away get away, bro. And the thing is, that's the history. That's how they do it. The U.S. government is famous for doing this. Let's say there's El Salvador or something. They want to overthrow the government. So what they do is that they fund these rebels, right? They fund with all the U.S. power and money. They fund all these rebels to overtake the government. As soon as the rebels overtake the government, they kill the rebels. Because the rebels were just doing the job for them, homie. Like, they're like, thanks.
It's happening in Syria.
It's crazy.
It's happening. Yeah, it happens all over the world. The U.S. is the main people that do that. And so it's like they basically, the U.S. will fund mercenaries to overthrow a government that they can't get to, and then as soon as they do it, they kill all of them, bro. And that's the level that we live on, and the symbolism of and I'm not talking about the Met Gala itself as the museum and all this shit, but the symbolism. The theme this year was imaginations of Catholicism. You know what I mean? It was like your imagination of Catholicism, and everybody came as the Pope. Everybody came looking like a motherfucking, Katy Perry looked like an angel. Everybody came dressed like their MK Ultra handler.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They all came. All the women came dressed like what they are, which is high level toys. They're just little cats. They're just little angels. They're just little playthings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some of the actresses who are super beautiful and very talented and shit, and they don't have no idea that why they're dressed up like 12-year-old children. You know what I'm saying? They're dressed up like 12-year-old. They're just it's disgusting, bro. And we're getting to that point that it's all out there. We're just getting to the point where it's common. It's like super, super common. This is the more you could do porn, like, everybody watches porn, bro. I've watched a lot less porn now that Yahara lives here, so I don't watch any porn anymore. You know what I mean? And when she moves out, I'll be watching porn again. But I'm just fucking with you. But what I'm saying is, like, when you watch it, bro, it's just violence and brutality now. It's like not even fucking. It's there's no romance, bro. There's no intimacy in it. It's just violence, bro. And it's just, we're at that point, bro. It's conqueror. We're getting, I feel like it's just Greek time, bro. It's like we're just going back to, why is a Game of Thrones the most popular show, bro? That brutality, that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a secret world. Those are secret. That's a time and a secret world that gets lived behind closed doors, and like all that shit's getting blown out the water, bro. Like, we're just coming to a time when that kind of shit is happening, and I'm personally not with it. You know what I mean? But and the thing is, it's not like I can change things, but we have to do our part. We were talking about with Sam Tripoli. It's the long game. You know what the long game is, right? It's the long game, bro. Like what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years? For the rest of my life, I'm 45. I'm going to spend the rest of my life protesting and pointing these things out because I'm living the long game. I'm just going to live my life and know that I protested this shit. I'm not saying that I personally am going to change it. I'm just going to show in history that I lived my whole life protesting, because they're playing a long game. It's like trying to play a game against somebody that's trying to win the game in 100 years. We can't win the game now. You could think that you win the game now, but the game is to be won in 100 years. So we have to play the long game also. We have to dedicate our lives to pointing out this evil and combating it with intelligence as much as we can, because that's all we can do. You know what I mean? It's about the long game, bro. Like you ever seen that movie Now You See Me?
I haven't.
It's a magic movie, and the dope part about that movie is that it talks about this one dude's dad is a magician. This fool placed a card inside of a tree, for 50 years. He put a playing card in a tree, so that 50 years later, at that point where the same tree is, he could do a magic trick and it works.
Oh shit!
You get me? 50 years later, bro. He's like, I'm gonna cut open this tree, and he's like, pick a card, and you pick a card, and then he fucking cuts open a tree, and the card's inside the tree.
That's crazy.
And he did that shit 50 years ago, bro. Like, that's the long game. Like, if you ever seen that movie Focus with Will Smith, it's like he's a con man in that movie, and dude, there's fools that he's getting, but he's setting them up for 3 years.
Damn.
Like, he's like, man, you got $1 million in the bank and I want that. He's working on you now, fool, for 2021. And that's what we all as a human race are experiencing now. We're in the middle of a long game. You know what I mean? Like the poet John Trudell says, seconds ago it was decided we are in the middle of forever. Like we're in a long game, bro, and we don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? None of us think like that. We don't think like that. So, not saying that I got all the answers to shit, because I don't, but I'm just saying, bro, we need to think as humans. That's why I get, as an old man, as an old rapper, I get so frustrated with the Tekashi 6ix9ines and the Little Pumps and all these fucking faggots that piss me the fuck off, bro. And the reason, and it's like someone's gonna get mad at me for saying faggot. I don't give a fuck. but it's like they piss me off, bro, because how can hip hop get to 40 years old and not be intelligent, bro? We gotta continue to be intelligent, man. Like, we should be moving forward the way alien culture is, the way AI, artificial, rappers should be on the cutting edge of intelligence, but we're not. We're like, some of us are, and some people are. There's and the people will come out like that. But it's like, it trips me out that, like, without disrespect to a Kendrick or a J. Cole, that I'm so happy that they get applauded. Or even right now, Childish Gambino's dope with that new video, and some of the shit he says dope. But it's like, people take, those are far too few moments. It's like, yay, J. Cole's dissing. I was like, no, fool, there's much more work to do, And so me, as an old rapper that gets looked at as, man, you're an old, semi-successful, you're not rich and all this kind of shit. It's like, yo, I'm not hating on the culture. I just want the culture to strive for more. I want kids to be uber intelligent, bro. I want lyrics to be, if I was 18 years old listening to Organized Confusion and Freestyle Fellowship, I built off of that. I wanted to build off KRS-One. I want to build off of that shit. And it's like, I just feel like we build, but then the industry and the powers that be shut us down and constantly throw,
dumb it down.
Yeah, bro. The powers that be, when I tell people, the same people that are funding Little Pump and Tekashi 6ix9ine and Lil Yachty are the people funding the prison industrial complex. Like, people don't believe me. And I'm like, yo, they're setting you up as a little kid to be dumb, to scoop you up as an adult. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, you're woke. No, dude, I'm gonna tell you, me and Homegirl had a funny conversation the other day. I was eating shredded wheat or some shit. And she was like, yeah, my homegirl said that, I was telling her that you eat that shredded wheat. She's like, oh, he's woke. I'm like, I'm woke because I eat shredded wheat? Like, there's more to this shit. There's like, people just use that word like it doesn't mean shit, bro. It's like, that's not woke. Like, fighting the powers that be, even just through your words and your art and the way that you are as a human is woke. You know what I mean?
How are you talking about the prison system funding, like Yachty and them? I tripped out when I found out that Death Row was being funded by the prison system, and that was like the main investor. And
yeah, well, at some point there was this giant. I didn't know about this till years later. And I worked for Death Row. I worked for Relativity Records. I worked for Ruthless Records when I was young. That was my first job, was Relativity Records. I worked when I first started getting in the industry. I worked Bone Thugs and Harmony and everything on Eazy-E's label right when he died. Anyway, but dude, there was a calculated meeting at some point when NWA first came out that people were like, this is fucking, yes. You mean these dudes are gangbanging musically? Like, this is what we need. We need to market this violence.
Spread that message.
We need to market that violence. And it was like, market that, and all of a sudden make it cool, and it was like, I love the Raiders, right? Raider gear, black gear, Raider hockey gear, LA Kings gear, you know what I mean? Like, gangs, all of a sudden every piece of clothes, all of a sudden every team, college and pro, was a gang shit. And me personally, I grew up in a Crip neighborhood, so all of a sudden, what did I start wearing? I only wore Penn State. I only wore North Carolina. I'm serious, bro. I could never wear, UCLA became my favorite team because I could never, even though USC was a couple blocks away from me, because I can't wear USC because I don't wear red. You know what I'm saying? I literally single-handedly changed my devotion to teams and only like teams that wore, I would only wear Penn State. I would only wear fuck, dude, Georgetown. I would only wear Georgetown, Penn State. I would only wear and that's the mentality that they set us up with. You know what I mean? Is that gangster rap was like, oh my God, look at this violence we could sell to kids. And what did that do, man? All of a sudden, fools are looking like LA gangbangers in St. Louis. All of a sudden, fools are looking like LA gangbangers in Ohio. All of a sudden, fools are, you know what I'm saying?
Murder rates skyrocketing.
Yeah, and so, that's that kind of shit that's just real shit, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I should have just real to me. But let's play a little bit of music, man, while I go take a piss. So, in real life, I'm going to take a piss. But in podcast time, nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna play. You know what? Let's play.
Let's play one of 60 and Ariana's new shit.
Yep, we'll play one of 60 Ariana's and shit. Let's play "Fuck Compton" from Tim Dogg, and let's play "Fuck Compton" from Tim Dogg, and let's play what else? Let's play a song when Ice-T was hard. Play you know what? Play Ice-T. Do me a favor and play "Squeeze the Trigger" from Ice-T.
Gotcha.
That's what Ice-T was super hard. And let's play a song when Ice Cube was hard. Let's play "Burn Hollywood Burn" so we could all reminisce of when Ice Cube was angry, and when Ice Cube burn Hollywood. But every time you hear the second time you hear "burn," don't say "burn" to yourself. Say "squares." Burn Hollywood squares. Burn Hollywood squares. Because Ice Cube went from saying we should burn all of Hollywood to now producing one of Hollywood's oldest shows. A show, mind you, that never ever really had black characters on there. The only black character, Hollywood Squares is a show from the early '80s. The only black people that Hollywood Squares would always let on was this one. You know what I'm talking about, right? Nipsey Russell was the only regular on on Hollywood Squares, and he was kind of fruity and weird, and he was funny. He was a funny dude though, but that's what I'm saying, like that. So that's Ice Cube was like, fuck this industry for being the way it is, but then he was like, fuck it, it's not selling out, it's called buying in. And the thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now, in the past, now that I'm 45, I look at things a lot different. In the past, if all these opportunities were offered to me, I'm not saying I wouldn't have took them, bro. So I'm not trying to sit here like I'm some righteous fucking revolutionary taking a stand. Like, yo, I would never fucking no, homie. My ass would be the center square, 2Mex. I would be. I'm not trying to act like I'm some motherfucking like fucking hard rock like that. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean.
But you're woke.
I mean, my genes are woke. I have woke genes. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that it's hard, bro. Once again, you're playing a game. I'm holding my pee. You're playing a game that's meant to confuse. It's like, man, you're throwing a dart at someone that's throwing 600 darts back at you. So, of confusion. So it's like the windows and the mirrors and the layers of a contradiction that they throw at you is amazing. You get me? They throw all this stuff at you so that it makes you question yourself of who you are as a person. It makes you question your own morals. It makes you you know what I mean? It's like saying, like, yo, I don't believe in all this Hollywood pedophile shit, but then a fucking 18-year-old hot chick hits on you and you're like, she's kind of fine. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? They play you up against your own instincts. They play you up against your own logic, and it plays you against, you know what I mean? And it plays you in society where they're quick to burn you. You know, one of the celebrities that learned this shit super quick, you know who was the most successful celebrity at curbing this shit? Was Madonna. When Madonna came out, when Madonna was on fire in 84, 85, when Madonna was the number one, she was Beyonce times 100. She was the star. They came at her with, oh, we found some nude pictures and we found this softcore porn that you did. And the next day, Madonna came in the news and said, so fucking what? And the story just died. She was like, so fucking what? Yeah, I did a softcore porn. Yeah, I posed nude. Next, so fucking what? And and they fucking, and it went away, bro. And it went away, and it fucking, and very few people really pick up on that she did that. And I always noticed that, and I was like, that was crazy. She just said so, and she survived. A lot of people don't, survive these. Look what they're doing to Cosby, bro. Or like, I mean, what he done to himself? You know what I mean? If he's done that, but it's just like,
She was a black artist at that time. She was like a Rick James.
She was.
She wasn't on American Bandstand, so she didn't get help to that stage.
Right. Yeah, Madonna she was crossover, you know what I mean? She was still black. Yeah, she was still black.
She was on like breaking. She was messing with them.
Yeah. Madonna was a New York art person, you know what I mean? She was a drummer in a band and shit. Like, she was already like a drummer in like a new wave band and shit. She was dope. But yeah, that's
And also, she was poor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, well, see, that's the thing. Going back to the New York Met Gala thing, a lot of these artists were poor, and now they're like, the world loves them, and that's what I'm saying as far as being their toy. Kanye West is an example of when Kanye blew up after those albums of producing great music, and he went broke. He moved to Paris, and he tried to get in the fashion game, and the fashion game was like, no, homie, you're still you know what I'm saying? You still a nigga us, homie. They were like, it's cool, you could have 100 million, but not even 100 million is enough, bro. You think you're gonna make $1 billion in clothes? That's our game. Closed game, homie. That's our world, homie. Click. Closed, bro. Shut him the fuck down. And that's where he came back very, very, like, that's when he came back very, like, it seemed like Kanye needed to attach himself to some, and a lot of these people, they have to attach themselves to some young, these designers. It's a closed game, bro. It's a closed game. I worked in the radio. I worked in radio, and I knew it was a closed game. I worked in the industry. I seen that the industry was closed. When you're talking about major money, major influence, it's closed. It's closed, bro. Every now and then somebody gets through a little bit, and every now and then organic designers come through, and every now and then major people hire these, you put in all this work, and some major company lets you be, the first black designer for Versace or whatever, and it's awesome. But no, you don't ever own the shit, and they don't let you in that game. And that's how the industry is. And to be honest, that's how knowledge is. That's how higher knowledge is. We can talk all this Illuminati shit. We could talk all this other shit, but it doesn't really get there. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Like, we could talk all this, like, I know this, and the Illuminati and the Masons. We don't know what we're talking about. We know what we're talking about to a small degree, but it's closed. And so we as a society have to keep spending our lives, trying to solve these things, because collectively we can. Our collective conscious, our collective love, collective power, we can collectively make shit like that happen. But anyway, let's get into some dope music. I'll play some 60 East. Let's play some Fuck Compton, although I like Compton, but let's just play some Fuck Compton. We're gonna go to 4 songs. Ice-T, Squeeze the Trigger, and then Ice Cube, Burn Hollywood Burn. And we'll be back. I'm gonna go take a piss.